Have you ever heard the US Dream Team? It is one of the most famous basketball teams around the world, which is made up of NBA star players with the greatest abilities and skills in the basketball domain. For the first time since pro players were added for the original Dream Team in 1992, the US has kept to be the Olympic champion until Olympics held in Athens 2004. Why this star-studded team was defeated? Let's watch a video first.
Number 2, the 2004 Olympics, Athens, Greece. I'm sure everyone knows about the 2004 Olympics, probably the most disappointing loss in the history of USA basketball. Since it was in the Olympics, it was a much bigger deal than FIBA. The team lost multiple times in the exhibitions and preliminaries. In fact, the biggest loss in the history of Team USA came against Puerto Rico during the group stages. Puerto Rico destroyed them 93-72. Then USA lost another game in the group stage to Lithuania. Then finally, they would lose to Argentina in the semifinals, led by Manu Ginobili and Luis Scola. Team USA finished with a bronze medal, only the second time in history that the USA got bronze in the Olympics. It was a disaster from top to bottom, and the thing is, if you look at their roster, it doesn't look that bad on paper. It actually looks really good on paper. The team had two of the previous MVP winners, Tim Duncan and Allen Iverson. The coaching staff looked pretty damn good too, with Larry Brown as the head coach and Greg Popovich as an assistant. The problem was similar to the 2006 FIBA World Cup I just mentioned. Their young stars were not yet ready for the big stage, although there was a lot going on behind the scenes too. Apparently, Coach Larry Brown did not like playing the rookies too many minutes, and gave most of the possessions to Iverson and Stephon Marbury. The relationship between the coaches and players were not good either. Right in the middle of the 2004 Olympics, Marbury said, "You know, Coach Brown isn't letting us play. He's trying to make us play the right way. He's not letting us play. We just need to play." And Larry Brown responded with, "I want him off the team. I want Stephon Marbury off the team. Now, put him on a plane and send him back home." With Iverson and Marbury chucking up shots and Tim Duncan struggling with foul trouble, Team USA collapsed. The aftermath of this loss was brutal. Basically, the entire USA basketball program got restructured. Larry Brown never coached another FIBA or Olympic team again. Now there was more focus on getting players who are not just individually talented, but could play in a more versatile system.
Actually, the reason of the Dream Team's loss is simple. A hastily assembled assortment of NBA stars couldn't beat a whole team, Argentina. Although there were a lot of NBA stars, the players lacked familiarity and cooperation with each other. There was no synergy among the Dream Team. This is what we're gonna look at in this section. To achieve high performance, it is necessary for members to produce synergy. Simply speaking, reaching the goal that 1 + 1 is greater than 2. And in such a case, we have transformed groups into teams. So, what's the difference between group and team? The first difference exists in the skill of members. Members in groups often gather together randomly. Their skills may also be random and varied. By contrast, team members are often selected as planned. They're supposed to have complementary skills in order to cooperate well with each other. Second, group members will just take very limited responsibility. Only a few members will take the responsibility for the whole group. That's why groups have the tendency of risk-taking and polarization. However, team members often account for their decision-making together. Every member in the team cares about team outcomes. Besides, still remember the definition of group? We mentioned that group members have come together to achieve particular objectives. This characteristic is also true for a team, but actually the goals of teams and groups are very different. The main goal of the group is to share and gather information, while the goal of the team is to achieve higher collective performance. Finally, and perhaps the most important, there is no positive synergy or even sometimes negative synergy in the group. However, teams often generate positive synergy through coordinated effort. Team performance will be greater than the sum of the individual inputs. Now you may understand the advantages of team, but here comes one question. Do we still need groups? The answer is yes. Actually, whether we should create teams instead of groups is contingent on two aspects: task interdependency and task complexity. When tasks are highly interdependent and complex, teams will be more likely to achieve higher performance. However, it is better to apply group work when there are low levels of task interdependency and task complexity. It is not necessary to build a team in these conditions. That's all for this section. Teams are very important when we have to engage in complex tasks. Relying on positive synergy the team produced, we can achieve high performance. In these following sections, we'll look at more details. 不好意思，再念一下。Relying on positive synergy the team produced, we can achieve high performance. In the following sections, we'll look at more details about teams. See you.